Hello, hello. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Hello, hello. Let me make sure I don't have my, okay. I want to make sure I didn't have my Bluetooth on. Soul Whispers, thank you for the badge. I appreciate that. And the likes. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Hello, hello. Aw, thank you. Aw, thank you for the heart. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Hello, hello. Anybody? Thank you for the hearts. I appreciate that so much. Hello. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. If you're not familiar, my name is Renee and I'm from South Dakota. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Hello, hello. Don't be shy. We're not shy around here. Thank you for all the hearts. Whoever's given those to me, I can't see it at the moment. Hello, hello. Oh, and that's my dog coming down the hallway. Can you hear him? Pitter, patter, pitter, patter. Lay down, buddy. Lay down. Anybody gonna talk to me tonight? Hello, hello. Lay down, boo. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Soul Whispers, do you have a name and where you're from? Thank you for those. Hello, hello. Nobody wants to talk to me tonight? Nobody? Okay, well, I'm going to let a few more people hop on. I'm a little earlier than what I've been. Normal time, but I've been late this week. So, do you have a name and where you're from, Soul Whispers? Maybe we're not going to get up there. Maybe I just need to get started. Or maybe everybody's used to me being late. Oh wait, there's somebody. Can you tell me if anyone has a message for me from heaven for free? Actually, I'm going to be giving away a free channeling session. So, but you'll have to stay to find out. I normally don't do them for free. Eve from Texas, welcome. Glad to have you here. Miami, what's your name, Miami? And who said that to me? Let me back that up real quick. Katie, thank you for the badge. I appreciate that. Okay, I don't want to slaughter. Is it Elaine? Did I say that right? Pennsylvania. Do you have a name, Pennsylvania? If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. If you're not familiar, my name is Renee and I'm from South Dakota. Welcome, welcome. I was just going to let a few more people jump on and then get going. If you're Align. Okay, sorry about that. Tammy from Pennsylvania, welcome. Benny, thank you for the follow. Tammy, thank you for the badge. Danelle from Omaha. I used to live in Omaha. Let's see, my daughter will be 33, so almost 32 years ago. Katie from Michigan, welcome, Katie. Virginia, is it Betty? Thank you for the follow, Tammy. I appreciate that. Benny from New York, welcome. Betty, thank you for the badge. Sorry, I forgot to write something in my notes, and if I don't write it down, I'll totally forget it by the end of the live. Thank you for the follow, Katie. I appreciate that. Thank you for the follow. I'm not sure what your name is. Do you have a name and where you're from? Donna from Wisconsin, welcome. Thank you for the badge. You guys can just keep hitting those hearts. It really does help, guys. Jenny from Ohio. I got Ohio on the brain, apparently. From Iowa. We're at in Iowa. I was born and raised there. Thank you for the badge. And there's my cat right on schedule. Does this every time I get live. I gotta write this down real quick, guys. Sorry, I don't want to miss anybody. I was raised right off of I-35. So basically smack dab between Mason City and Ames, almost basically in the middle, right off of I-35. If you go down I-35 now, you know where I'm from. So they put the rest area, it used to be a truck stop, now it's a Casey's. But they put the rest area outside of town. Little town called Dows, D-O-W-S. Do you know where that's at? Heck yes. So where are you from? If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. If you're not familiar, my name is Renee. I do weirdly, LOL. I went to school in Ames. Okay, well, my son was born in Ames. When my son was born, we were living in Zeering. And, but yeah, my aunt and uncle own a scrapyard in Ames, so. Been through there a few times. Jeff from Iowa, where are you from? Now I gotta know. 33, no coincidence, 7:07 on the clock. If you're new here, I'm huge into angel numbers. Thank you for the service to the country. Okay, I didn't serve, but I would never want to do, I would never want to take that, what do you call that, stolen valor? Hi from Indiana, welcome. Glad to have you here. Thank you for the follow, John. Did you tell me where you were from, John? Do you have a name from Indiana? Hi from upstate New York. Do you have a name? Jeff from Iowa. Thank you for the follow. Where are you from, Jeff? Out of curiosity. Thank you for the follow. I don't know your name. Kayla. Good to have you here. Donna, thank you for the follow. Thanks for all the hearts too, guys. I really appreciate that. Okay, well, it looks like we're about 8 after, so I guess I'm going to get started. So if you're new here, welcome. Glad to have you here. If you've been here before, I apologize. As somebody told me last night, I repeat myself, which I have to because every night I have a different crowd. Sometimes I have a few regulars, but I always have new people, and so they don't understand what's going on here unless I kind of repeat myself. So I apologize if you've been here before and you've heard this a million times. But so like I just said, my name is Renee. I'm from South Dakota. I've been on TikTok a little over about a year and a month. I started my TikTok because on September 14th of 2023, for TikTok purposes, my husband unalived himself. Thank you for all the likes, guys. I really do appreciate it. And so at that time, and then I discovered I have abilities to talk to my guides, and they slowly breadcrumbed me to my purpose, which leads me here to all of you beautiful people. And so yeah, so my purpose in life is just to help other people through their loss, their traumas, to uplift others, and just give people a place to go to. You know, if you just need somebody to talk to, you're lonely, welcome to my community. Thank you, Donna. I appreciate that so much. Thank you for all the likes, guys. I can't catch you all. It's flying really quickly. But I do very much appreciate that. My sister's condolences. I have found peace, or I should say I'm slowly finding peace. By finding my purpose, it's really helped me find my peace. By helping other people, that's continuing to help me find my peace. So, and hopefully through everything I went through, I can help somebody else find their peace. So if you're new here, I only have 2 rules. The first one is I just ask that you always be kind. And the second one is, thank you for that. I appreciate that. Is that we don't talk politics here. That's just not what my page is about. There's a million other pages out there. So I just ask that you kindly refrain from any of that. Thank you. I appreciate that so much. And then I just always like to say, I am where I am on my journey of life, and you are where you are on your journey of life. And none of us are going to ever agree on everything. And so sometimes I might say something that you disagree with, or somebody else might say something you disagree with. And just know that we're all on our journey and we might not agree. So I just ask that we agree to disagree. And if you can't do that, to hop off and keep scrolling. Usually when I go live, I have a topic that I get from my guides. They give me the topic. And thank you for the follow. I appreciate that so much. And so we talk about that, but I always believe the discussion goes where it's supposed to go. If you have something you need to get off your chest, you need to vent, or you have a loss and you don't know what to do, you're in the right place. Just know that my community is your community and you're never interrupting me, and we're not shy here. So feel free to comment at any time. Like I said, I believe the discussion goes where the discussion is supposed to go. So that being said, if you're just hopping on, my name is Renee. Welcome. I'm from South Dakota. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. On that note, I'm going to get started. Like I said, if you have something to say, you're never interrupting me, just put it in the comments. I hope I get to see all the comments. I have all my filters off, but they still filter my comments. Not the troll comments, but all the comments that are supposed to come through. Gregory from Texas, welcome. Glad to have you here. So tonight we're going to talk about You Are the Prize. Emily from South Carolina with the heart. Awesome. Glad to have you here. Chris from Utah, welcome. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight, is You Are the Prize. And I just kind of read through what my guides, and then I ask questions and you can respond or not. Thank you for the rose. Oh, I appreciate that so much. So I just kind of read through what my guides give me. And so the first thing my guide said is, be your true, authentic self. So if you're new to me at all, and you have never seen any of my videos or any of my lives, this is a topic that my guide likes to go over quite often, right? She really pushes home being your true self, your true, authentic self, taking that mask off, being who God or the divine or source or universe or whatever you call it, made you to be. Okay, so if you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Stop dimming your light. So, and I always like to ask questions. I intervene in there every now and again. Hi, Renee. Kathy from Pennsylvania, welcome. Glad to have you here. Donna, thank you for the likes. Is it Des from Pennsylvania? Welcome. Or Desiree, I see on the top of there. So stop dimming your light. So I'm just going to say, Susan from North Carolina, welcome. Does anybody here dim their light for anybody else? I know I used to all the time. I've grown so much. If you're just hopping on, I lost my husband in 23. For TikTok purposes, he unalived himself. I'm not the same person I was a year and a half ago, physically or mentally or spiritually. I've grown a lot. Since then, sometimes survival, Yeah, we talk about that here too. Do you have a name and where you're from? Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for all the likes too, guys. So I talk about that quite often, actually, of how my husband and I were together for 32 years. We were married for 30, and I lived in survival mode. For most of those 32 years, if not all. I wouldn't say all, because there was about 4.5 years that I probably didn't. Thank you so much, Chris, for that. I appreciate that. And so I know all about survival mode, for sure. And I know about dimming my light. My whole life I thought I was broken, right? As a teenager, I never fit in, right? I'm the circle that didn't fit in the square. I'm the unique girl, as you would say, the weird girl. And so my whole life I thought I was broken, right? And so my guide likes to use me as an example. If you go to any of my videos, you'll see that my whole life is out there. And I have no problem putting my life out there if it can help somebody. Same here. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm going to tell you that right now. There's nothing wrong. It's okay to be the broken girl. I'm talking to you. Okay, well, good. I'm glad. I'm glad that you were here. And so my whole life I thought I was broken, right? Because I just didn't fit in, and here, the sad part is a little piece of me wanted to fit in, but then I really didn't want to fit in at the same time, right? And I always knew that I was different. And so a lot of times I do remember that I would dim my light to try to fit in, right? And anybody else been there, done that? And so as the older I got, the less I cared. When I turned 40, I always say my give a crap button broke. Yes, Sally, welcome. Glad to have you here. And so that's when I started to care less and less about what people thought of me and wanting to fit in. I wish others saw me the way I see me. Okay, well, stick around because do I have a message for you? Because my guide actually touches on that in here. Let me see if I can find that. Hold on, because there was a spot that she was talking about that. Basically, and let me just say, because I don't remember everything she told me without reading it, but here's the thing, is that does it really matter? Right? Something that I've learned since my husband died, and I talk about this a lot on live, so if you're a repeat here, I apologize for me repeating myself, but really it all does stem together. And here's the thing about that is, do you love yourself, right? I was starting to love myself when my husband passed. So it took me 48 years of my life to love myself and to go, yeah, I'm the unique girl. I'm the weird girl. And guess what? I'm okay with that. And I'm not broken, and I'm not going to dim my light for anybody, right? And you know what gives you the confidence to say that is when you love yourself, you don't need that validation, right? Because you just said, I wish others would see me the way I see me. And I totally get that, right? Right now I'm struggling with that because I love my kids dearly and I know they love me, but since their dad passed, I'm not the mom that they grew up with. I'm no longer that person anymore, right? I love me. I have confidence. I've worked a lot on my shadows, and I'm not that person that they grew up with for 30 years, right? And so sometimes I do still struggle with that just with my children because I want them to see who I am now, and they only want to see who I was, right? I do. I love me. Wish I was better understood. I won't change, but I feel misunderstood. Yes. And so let me just put this to you, right? This is where we talk about dimming your light. If somebody said, if you don't feel understood by those people, that just means those aren't your people, sweetie. That's all it means. That just means you need to find new people that understand you, right? For me, it's a little hard because I'm not going to find new kids, right? And eventually I think they'll understand, but right now they just don't understand that the transition that I went through since their dad passed. But if people don't understand you, they're just not your people. Same, and I wish I was understood. Okay, so find people who do understand you. That's what I'm trying to say. My kids went through the pain from 2006, and I feel so bad that I put that on them. I'm sorry. Let others ask for clarification. Okay, yeah. What is my story? Just briefly, if you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. My story is, for TikTok purposes, September 14th of 23, my husband unalived himself. And once I discovered that I was going to stay on this planet, just so you know, we talk about sensitive content here, so please don't report me because people do. Then I had to find a way to heal myself because I am the circle that don't fit in the square. I am the unique girl. My husband didn't leave me in a great spot financially, so therapy was out and group therapy was out because I'm the weird girl and I knew that that wasn't going to work for me. So once I decided I was going to stay here on this planet, I'm like, okay, I have to find a way to heal myself because everybody just kept telling me, put one foot in front of the other. And I didn't know how to do that. Like we were together for 32 years, only apart for 2 weeks in those 32 years. I did not know how to breathe without my husband. And I know now that I was very codependent on my husband. My dad was 56, prostate cancer. My parents were divorced. I'm a unique girl as well. And I apologize that I get to talking so fast too. I feel like gotta try to get it all in between comments sometimes. And you know what? And there's nothing wrong with a unique girl. Nothing wrong with that at all. And so you lost your dad at 56 of prostate cancer. Is that what you're telling me? You are sure welcome to message me privately. Of course. Not a problem. So I'm just going to, you guys can keep chatting with me. I'm just going to keep going over what my guide give me. Except that some people just aren't our people, and that's okay. And that's what I was talking about. I lost some of my confidence and self-esteem after my husband passed. See, now for me, it was opposite. For me, that's when I learned to love myself. I went through my shadows. I went through my shadow work, and I learned to love myself, and my confidence went up. So why did you lose your confidence, Donna? Was you getting your confidence from your husband? I just ask questions. There's no wrong or right answer, obviously. Does that happen with most people that lose someone? Are we forever changed? I think it just depends. In your arms. Oh, I'm so sorry. I think it just depends on, who it is that we lost. If you're not familiar, I am also a medium. I discovered about 6 months after my husband passed, 5 or 6 months, that not only could I channel my guides, that I can channel the other side. And let me just tell you, for me, that changed me again in another way, right? So I was changed forever when my husband left, but then when I discovered that I had these abilities to talk to the other side and to hear the other side, then my life changed again. So, but yes, I think it is. But I believe everything happens for a reason. So, if we are changed forever, then there's a reason for that, right? I had to learn early on. I can actually hear them. Yes, I can. Yes. I had to learn. Sorry, I just lost my train of thought. It'll come back. I'm going to keep reading until that comes back. We all have our own journey of life. You are where you're supposed to be, and they are where they're supposed to be. And so, like I was saying earlier, you are in your journey and others are where they are in their journey. And they might not ever understand where you are in your journey, just like you may never understand where somebody else is in their journey. But that's okay. And I talk about this all the time on here too. If you're new here, we just love people right where they're at. Okay. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. If you're not familiar, my name is Renee and I'm from South Dakota. Welcome. It's not up to you to make people see you the way you want them to. That's the part that I was trying to get at. It's not up to you to make people see you, right? That just, like I said, that just means those aren't your people. If you're trying to make them understand who you are, then those aren't your people. And it's okay, because I'm finding, especially since I started my TikTok, I'm finding people who are my people, right? So don't give up. They are out there. That hits close. Okay. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. If you're not familiar, my name is Renee. I'm from South Dakota. Welcome. It's time to no longer cater to others' needs, right? So if you're just hopping on, tonight's topic is you are the prize, right? That's what we're talking about. And so you are the prize. It's no longer time for you to cater to others. It's time for you to cater to yourself. And then I heard this earlier and I had to write this down because it really hit with this topic. It's your life. You get to live it one time. Do you want to live it your way or somebody else's way? And that's really deep for me because that's so true. We live one time, and do you want to live it dimming your light, living for others, trying to make people understand who you are? Or would you rather just live it, be happy, be full of peace and joy, do what you want to do, live how you want to live, and be happy. People don't have to understand. Okay? Thank you for the badge, Donna. I appreciate that. I'm just going to scroll back up, make sure I didn't miss anything. So it's time for you to recognize your inner light and shine, right? Be the weird person that you are. Be the unique person that you are. And be proud of that. Because I don't say God just because I've been down a million rabbit holes if you're new here. And so there's many gods. Which one are you referring to? I believe in a creator. So I usually say source or creator or divine. But it's time to be who God, source, creator, universe, whatever you call it, made you to be. You were made that way for a reason. And if you go back, I have lots of videos on this because my guide really hits home with this. Because I think there's so many people right now that aren't being their authentic self, that need to take off the mask and really want to take off the mask, but they're afraid to. And I'm here to tell you, don't be afraid to take off the mask. It's okay. Before I started this journey with my purpose, all of my accounts were private. I was scared to death to be public when my guide said, you have to be on all these platforms and you have to go 100% public. I was terrified. And there's a background story to that, and I'll get into that maybe some other night, but I was terrified. And I do get a few trolls here and there and some nasty comments, but you know what? My guides have prepared me. This whole time I'm stuck. I feel stuck in the hallway, right? The door to my past is closed. I no longer belong there. When my husband made that choice, 32 years just imploded on the spot. My life was over, that part of it. I don't know what my future holds. So for the longest time, I had one foot in the past, one foot in the future that I had no idea where I was going. And I've just been saying for the last year and a half, I'm standing in the hallway. I have an email in my bio. Email me if you would. And I'll say that at the end too, Veronica. And it's just Scorpio Medium 74, and it's either Yahoo or Gmail. I have both. So you can email me if it's way too long for the DMs. I have no problem with that. Just put in the subject from my live or something so that way I don't miss you. I probably would anyway. So where was I at? I lost my train of thought. It's all right. I have plenty else to talk about here. So, but my guides all the time is saying, that's what I was saying real quick. So I felt like I'm standing in the hallway, right, for this last year and a half. And I kept saying, I'm stuck. I'm so tired of being stuck, waiting for that next door, whatever the future holds, to open, right? And my guides finally said to me one day, she said, Renee, you're not stuck. You're being prepared. And now I understand why, because a year and a half ago when I started this journey on social media with my purpose, like I said, I was terrified to go to public, right? And if somebody would have left me a nasty comment, I would have crumbled. And now I'm like, okay, block, delete, gone. And I don't think about it again, right? So I am being prepared. I understand that. And I'm there, right? As far as, now it doesn't bother me at all. Or a year and a half ago, I didn't like it at all. Now I'm like, whatever, So, okay, where did we leave off? Like I said, you get one life. Do you want to live it your way? Or do you want to live it how somebody else wants you to live it? It's your choice, right? Here's the next thing, right? Say goodbye to anyone who won't accept you for you. And maybe you don't have to say goodbye, right? And I talk about this all the time. Maybe you have toxic people in your life, and maybe you can say goodbye. And maybe you have toxic people in your life that you still have to have some kind of contact with them. I just say limit the contact, right? So if you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. If you're not familiar, my name is Renee and I'm from South Dakota. Welcome. Okay, guys, I kind of went through that really quickly. I apologize. I talked really fast, faster than normal. Does anybody else have anything they want to add or comment, questions, anything? I hope I'm not missing your comments. They like to filter them, even though I have all of the filters off. They never filter the trolls. It just cracks me up. While I'm waiting to see if anybody else has anything else they would like to say or add, I have to do my little plug or my guy gets upset with me. So if you're not familiar, I also have a YouTube channel and it's under Scorpio Medium. If you ever miss a live and you would like to catch it, I upload all my lives over there. You'll see all the videos that I put here are over there also. But mostly, like I said, my lives all get uploaded over there. I'm generally live Sunday through Wednesday here between 7 and 8 o'clock Mountain Time. Sometimes closer to 7. This week it's been closer to 8. I apologize. My life is nuts. I work basically with my social media. I do 3 jobs and I sew on the side. So I almost have 4 jobs. And some nights I'm just not here because I'm just exhausted and I just need a break. I can't. So if I'm not here by 8 o'clock, I'm not going to get on. But I try really hard to be consistent and be here. So Sunday through Wednesday here between 7 and 8 o'clock Mountain Time. I'm going to start tomorrow night trying to go live over on my YouTube channel because I have a lot of followers over there who aren't on TikTok. So that's my new schedule, hopefully. But like I said, if you ever want to catch a live and you miss it here, go over to Scorpio Medium and you can catch it over on YouTube. If you're not a subscriber, I would love it if you'd subscribe. I'd appreciate that so much. Let's see, what else did I not talk about? Also, so tonight I'm starting something new. If you're here and there's something that you would like to see me talk about, that you're curious about, whether it be by mediumship, talking to my guides, anything about loss or anything like that, if you can DM me, I would really appreciate that. I would love to know what you guys would like to talk about. If you want to be a new regular and you're interested in something, just either put it in the comments or, well, probably DM me would be better just because sometimes I don't see the comments. And I'm going to be putting up starting tomorrow night. I have to work out all the details, but I'm going to be offering up a free channeling session. But I haven't got all the details worked out for that yet. So if you're curious about that, come on over to my YouTube tomorrow night. I might even throw up a video about it. So check out my page tomorrow. I might just throw up a video about the free channeling session. It's going to be one of those things where so check out my page tomorrow. I might just throw up a video about the free channeling session. It's going to be one of those things where if you do something, I'll put your name like in a hat or something. Not quite sure, haven't worked out all the details to it yet, but does anybody else have anything else they want to talk about? Anybody? I know I went through that kind of quickly. Oh, it's always warm in my room. And I put on my sweatshirt because it gets chilly this time of night. And then I shut my window, and I should leave my window open and not put the sweatshirt on. Anybody got anything else? I hope I didn't miss any of your comments. Like I said, they like to filter them. All my filters are off. There's nothing I can do about it. It's all TikTok. Okay, well, if nobody has anything else they want to talk about, get off their chest, vent about today, anybody got a loss that they need help with, anything like that? Going once? Going twice? Okay. Well then, on that note, I appreciate you guys so very much. Thank you for all the love that you've given me, and I appreciate you so much. I hope you have a great night. I always say, make tomorrow great. Remember, it's a choice. And on that note, I'm going to say until we meet again.